That's what they're trying to say.
Who's they? We're going to get new music.
Well, I was told.
I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!
This is something you shouldn't have. What was that? Is that a dog? It's Hillary.
Oh, no, you didn't. Oh.
As we trolliciously rolled right along,
Oh, my
you are
goodness.
listening to Smith Radio with your host, Brian Smith, and
Carrie Smith.
giving you all the latest crack-ups of the past week, giving the details on all that is pertinent, talking about Brexit this week, and we're making the rounds. We've got a lot of stuff that's happened over the weekend that they try and hide from you. Today is June 26, 2016, Sunday night, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern. If you want to be a part of the show, write this number down. You ready? 513-888-1538. You can be a part of the show. Spouse off your ideas and your opinions. Be careful, though. If we don't like them, we'll accidentally hang up on you if you kind of go a little liberal on us and start rambling on about nothingness.
I like to
Hillary
argue
does.
I like to win arguments. So if you're liberal, please call in.
Okay, sounds good.
And if you're a Cruz supporter, man, I'll take it easy. But
Well, just a heads up for those of you supporting Cruz, just to let you know, there's I guess a reporter or whatever. Her name's Tommy Loren. She's on the Blaze
okay.
network, and somebody clipped this rant of hers and posted on the internet. So if you're a Cruz and never Trumper, just to let you know, this woman told me she's in our camp.
You don't have to support him. You can stay on your never Trump high horse. That's your right. But remember this. Millions of hardworking, back-busting, red, white, and blue loving, God-fearing Americans made their choice. That's how this thing works. So go ahead and vote for Hillary. Go ahead and vote for the woman that tells a lie, a whole lie, and nothing but a lie every time she opens her mouth. Go ahead. Go ahead and vote for a woman that blamed a YouTube video for a terrorist attack, then turned around and lied to the families of our fallen warriors, then had the stones to call them the liars. Go ahead. Vote for a woman that took donations for her foundation from foreign leaders as Secretary of State. Go ahead and vote for the woman that put our national security at risk with her private email server because she couldn't be bothered to separate her yoga emails from her duty to her country.
Ooh, wow.
You can look at your little girl and tell her the first female president did all of that. Go ahead. If you see her as a lesser of two evils, go ahead. That's on you. I won't be joining that team. This isn't about stopping the Democrats. This is about stopping the pantsuit.
Hey, that's a good point. No, and you know what, though? There are Cruz supporters out there, one of which I talked to the other day, that they're not going to vote for Hillary. They think They actually believe that Hillary is probably worse than Trump. But they have these beliefs and feelings that Trump has some issues that pretty much disqualify him from them being able to vote for him.
And I believe they live in an alternate universe.
I gotta take it easy because some of those people might be listening right now. But the problem is, and I do actually listen to Glenn Beck every day, and not just because I'm a glutton for punishment.
So the problem is that you listen to Glenn Beck every day. Is that what you just said?
No.
You said the problem is I listen to Glenn Beck every day.
I had two different thoughts, and they went back to back, and it didn't sound. No, what I meant to say was I listen to Glenn Beck every day, and I can tell you that when I start to hear people that say I just can't vote for Trump, when I ask them why, they start to repeat the exact same phrases and sentences that come out of Glenn Beck and Stu, especially. Stu's the worst. And Jeffy sometimes, but mainly Stu and Glenn Beck and partly Jeffy. But what I hear out of them, this is the MO of the Glenn Beck program. And by the way, I agree with Glenn on every single thing except for his opposition to Trump. And when he comes out with his cereals, they are so awesome. I can't wait until my daughter is mature enough to understand so that she can learn something from his cereals. Right. His cereals are awesome. And I think that it should be mandatory required listening in all schools across the country.
And that sound clip I just played where she was blasting Never Trumpers, she works for Glenn Beck.
There you go. And so here's what their MO is. They decide based on their own pure opinion trust me, I can make the argument. You bring up the issue, I will show you how their conclusion is largely just a complete just a total opinion out of their own brain, out of thin air. And what they'll do is they'll present it on the radio as if this is a fact that Trump will do, like he'll do XYZ, whatever it is. And that it's something that is in opposition from either what Trump has said most currently or is against a position that he has written on his own website. If you go to his website, which is donaldjtrump.com, and you click on positions, he'll have a list of maybe 7 to 10 different positions that if you click on read more on, it'll give you a very detailed explanation of his position on each of those topics.
It says read more on? Oh, more on. Okay.
Am I having a problem with my English
No,
today?
I'm messing with you. Just a little tidbit there. If you go and read that and you say, well, he's lying. It's a lie. I haven't found him to lie yet. I have found Hillary to lie, but I have never found Trump to lie.
Yeah, they'll say that he lies, and I'm like, okay, you've got to give me. Just can't throw that out there. I'm sick and tired of people throwing out these accusations without any substantiation. You got to have. If you're going to tell me he lied, tell me exactly what he lied on. And don't do what the liberals did to George W. Bush for 5 years, which is Bush lied, people died. And then when I say, what did he lie about? Weapons of mass destruction. Okay, well then are you calling Hillary a liar? Are you calling Bill Clinton a liar? Are you calling all the other Democrats that were pushing for something to be done about Saddam Hussein because of his failure to comply with 18 UN resolutions or whatever it was, 17 or 18 UN resolutions? Are you calling them all a liar? Are you calling every single person who gets a question wrong on an exam a liar?
No, what is a lie?
A lie is when you say something that you know to be false and you present it as true.
Correct.
Well,
and
if people thought he had
Hillary in her emails.
Yeah, and there's very solid reason to believe that he had weapons of mass destruction. So my point is don't pull Democrats from the 2000s where they were trying to bash Trump with the lie that he lied. Because it is a lie. It's dishonest. It is a failure to use the word properly per its definition in the dictionary. So don't pull that crap with me with Trump. And so the other thing they'll do is you'll say, well, Brian, you're a never Trumper, let's say. You could be my devil's advocate, I guess.
All right.
You're a never Trumper. You'll never vote for him. So you're telling me this is the reason why you won't vote for him.
Correct.
But what you're saying is completely opposite of what he said or is in his website. So guess what they say? You can't believe anything Trump says.
There was somebody posted an article, and I started getting into it, and it was an opinion piece. However, it went on to talk about the fact that Donald Trump has 500 different companies that he's been involved in, been a part of, and out of that, 3 went bankrupt. So the whole notion that 500 out of 3, that's a pretty darn good ratio, considering that what has Obama done? What has Hillary done?
What is the percentage of success? Like 90, like upper 90% success rate, right? You get 4 bankruptcies out of 500.
Oh, it's probably like 98
Well, if it was 5 that went bankrupt out of 500, that's 1%.
Right.
So 99%.
99.5%.
So I was listening to somebody months ago, I think, that actually made that point. He said, "Do you want to know how to become a billionaire? If you want to know how to become a multi-billionaire,
yeah,
have a 99+% success rate."
Well, then there you go. That explains it all.
That's the point right there. And that's what we need as president of the United States to fix the problems. Face the Nation today was a debacle of people saying about how Trump is going to be a bad president because he's going to cause the debt to go skyrocketing. He's going to add $11 trillion to the debt. And so when you get into the details, they said it's because of his massive tax cuts, his push for a lot of federal funding to go towards veterans like the VA, and also they pointed out the healthcare position that he has, which they clearly don't understand. There's a lot of people, particularly Cruz supporters and your never Trumpers on the conservative side, who say that he's for single-payer health care, when in actuality, if you read his position on it on his website, he's for a completely free market system for the upper 75% of wage earners.
Wow.
Only the bottom 25. You remember the soundbite where he says, "We're not going to let people die in the street"?
Right. Well, we never have before.
That's true.
Before Obamacare, people weren't dying in the street. That didn't happen.
Right, except for in that one scene of Groundhog's Day, the old man that he couldn't get him to live.
No, and he did desperately. And at the very end, he was so distraught about it. He was really upset.
I love the way Harold Ramis wrote that. He made it so that no matter what he did, he couldn't get that. He couldn't play God.
Right. No,
could not play God.
So Trump came out and blasted all these people saying that he's going to raise the debt and all this debt, and that those numbers that I told you about. 500 companies, four of them go bankrupt. It's amazing in itself. Obama and Hillary both in the last 7 years have lost $10 trillion. What's that all about? And then Trump came out with this 9-second Instagram. If you subscribe to him on Instagram, you'll get these little 9-second tidbits of videos that he just puts out.
Hillary Clinton's only right about one thing. I understand debt and how to handle it. I've made a fortune with debt. But debt for this country is a disaster. And Obama has piled it on, and she's been there watching.
Okay, so if that's his position, he's not going to just sit there and willy-nilly say, okay, I'm going to cut taxes, and then I'm going to increase spending, and ignore what the ramifications of that are going to be. He's obviously cognizant and worried about the consequences of adding so much debt to the national debt.
What he has said in that 9-second little clip speaks volumes, and let me break it down for you. On a business level, he's saying, as a business owner, I have used debt and leveraged debt. And by the way, that's what all business owners do. So don't think that's a bad thing. That's a good thing. He's used debt and leveraged debt to become a multi-billionaire. And when I say leverage debt, some people before the housing crisis, what they attempted to do was refinance their house, go into debt, and then take that cash and buy another house. They leveraged their debt to go further into debt. However, if the housing crisis didn't appear as it did and they lost everything, things might have been a little bit different. That kind of leveraging debt is stupid. You lose it all. Trump, on the other hand, used debt, leveraged that debt to become a billionaire. He's now saying that kind of leveraging of debt in a government situation is horrendous. And we're looking at it right now. We're creeping up on $20 trillion in debt. We can't leverage that debt to become rich because the government doesn't make money. They have to take it from somebody by force in order to get money. It just doesn't happen like that.
I saw a meme today that said the government creates wealth